Hello everyone. This particular video is for CMAT exam test strategy. First things first, the format, it is 100 questions split across 4 sections. One section is GK, which is 25 questions. The other one is verbal ability and reading comprehension, another 25 questions. Quantitative aptitude and data interpretation, the third 25, and the fourth of one is logical reasoning or analytical reasoning. As far as the RC and the verbal ability section is concerned, out of the 25 questions, 15 questions were of RCs. One RC with 6 questions followed by 3 RCs of 3 questions each. Apart from these 15 questions were 10 questions of verbal ability. So all representative. So if I can say that one question of FIJ, 2 or 3 questions of critical reasoning, 1 or 2 questions of parajumbles, 1 or 2 questions of sentence correction or error detection in terms of representation from grammar, 1 or 2 questions from word usages, which used to take care on the borderline of vocabulary. So it could be sometimes an analogy, sometimes a fill in the blank and things like that. Now first things first, about verbal ability and the RC, 15 questions of RC and 10 others. What has been seen is that if you put in close to a 50-55 minutes to this section, those singleton questions and at least 3 RCs can be solved in the same time. So effectively all you can do is attempt approximately 18 to 19 questions in this particular section with a good 85-90% accuracy. The questions aren't as tricky. Just 1 RC per year is something which is seen to be a real challenge, but apart from that the remaining 20-21 odd questions are pretty manageable. The second section is the quant and DI section. Won't be wrong if I say that again it is dominated by quant and up to 20-21 questions. There are hardly 4 questions of that is one set of DI and probably 1 or 2 questions of data sufficiency. The DI is pretty manageable. Absolutely standard questions of percentage increase, percentage decrease, predicting the output or things like that. Those 1 or 2 questions of data sufficiency are also pretty much quant driven or logic driven, so again not difficult, and quant is also manageable. So these 20 questions can be called one representative question each from nearly all the chapters of quant. So one number system based question, one percentage, one profit and loss, one SI, CI, one progression. So literally one question each as a representation from these 20 chapters which broadly define the course of quant. So in this particular section, if a student puts in 50 to 55 minutes, approximately 17 to 18 attempts are possible, again with 85 to 90% accuracy for this particular section can be called a good performance. The third is logical reasoning or analytical reasoning. Out of the 25 questions in this section, approximately 50% of them, last year the number was 13, which were arrangement or puzzle based questions. I am sure you know that, but just let's assume arrangement based questions to the tune of 4 cross 4 or 4 cross 3. When I say 4 cross 4, let's assume there are 4 people with A, B, C, D first names, X, Y, Z and W last names, their ages and their graduation. So that becomes a 4 cross 4 matrix. It's a puzzle or an arrangement given to you which you are supposed to solve. So such are those questions of arrangement and puzzles. The remaining 12 questions are all singleton questions, so which could be direction sense, blood relation, coding, decoding, sequence and series, predicting the output, such or probably data structure based questions. Again, given 50 to 55 minutes per this particular section, around 20 good attempts are possible. This is not a really tough section, so 20 questions possible with again an 85 to 90% accuracy, you will be sitting really comfortable for a 98-99 kind of a percentile. The fourth section is GK. Recently, or rather the last 2 or 3 editions, they've started asking questions like identify the logo, identify the person, and thankfully they are not really out of thin air plucked out or something. No, these are those people or the logos or the organizations which have been in news in the last year or probably the last couple of quarters of the last year. So somewhere all those people who are well versed with the news which is happening, or even if they have those right apps or follow the right newspapers, will be in a comfortable position as far as this GK is concerned. even the spread is good. So there is sports, history, geography, awards, books and authors. Everything is asked with again representative capability. So people who are prepared for GK, out of these 25, approximately 14 to 15 good attempts are absolutely possible. And GK, when you don't apply logic or when you don't apply calculations, the chances of getting it wrong is also very minimal. So approximately a 12 or an 11 net correct as far as GK is concerned can be considered a very good score. All in all, as far as the exam strategy is concerned, what we prescribe is that please start with GK, wrap it up in like 5 to 7 minutes. The remaining 3 sections, take it in the descending or rather the order of your control. So if I feel that my strength is quant, I should take up quant and DI first. If my second strength is verbal, I should take up verbal next. And if my third strength is reasoning, I should take up reasoning at the end. Tentative time distribution around 8 to 10 minutes for GK and around 50 to 55 minutes for each of the remaining 3 sections. All in all, a score of around a 210 to 215 was a sufficient score for around a 98 percentile. On the other hand, around a score of 185 to 190 was sufficient for getting a 90 odd percentile. Please follow the updates for finding out colleges who do accept CMAT scores and the ranking of the same, and please attach a lot of your research so that the right form filling can be done from time to time. Best wishes for CMAT. Your preparation for CAT or any of the allied exams should be more or less in line with CMAT and should be sufficient for CMAT as well. Have a great cracking season. Best wishes. Thank you.